Who is Raid's best damage dealer? Only the wheel can decide. What's going on, guys? We are back to the Wheel of Damage Dealers. We've added some new names to the list. I'll do my best to pin the list in the comments so you guys can see. We're also going to create a spreadsheet to compile all of the damage dealers we've tested so far and rank them on a tier list. Ignore the ads. I can't get them to go away. So let's go ahead and spin and see who we're going to get. Hoping for somebody exciting today. We've tested some fun champions and some not so good champions. Saito, I think he's like the most forgotten champion in the game. I think people forget that this was or is a champion. So I don't have him booked. I don't have him built. I've never built him. So let's get his masteries, build him out, and see what he can do. All right, Saito is built, and we bought some masteries for him. I want to show the build of the masteries as well as the kit, because I realized I have not shown them in the previous videos. So for masteries, this is pretty similar to what I do for anybody in this block damage team. You're always going to be at full health, so I want the extra damage here. We went to crit rate down to War Master. You could take Giant Slayer, but for him, War Master makes more sense. And then I've got a chance to counterattack when somebody is stunned on the team. As long as it's not him, small chance. So let's go over his kit first. I don't have any books on him, so that's going to hamper his damage a little bit, but he still should be able to hit pretty hard. A1, 2-time hitter, 50% chance of placing decreased defense. Places an extra hit if the decreased defense buff is placed. That's awesome if he's the only guy who's doing it, but we already have Ruella doing it, so it's rare that it could happen. Plus his accuracy is a little bit low. It's at 148. We do have a 70 accuracy aura, so it's 218, so it could happen. There's no real way for me to adjust this unless I took the accuracy off Ruella and then we lose the weaken, so that trade-off wasn't worth it. But if you bring a weakened champion like a Geo or somebody, as well as Saito, and he's your decreased defense champion, you're getting a triple hitter on the A1, which is sweet. Any extra hit always nukes. A2 attacks one enemy before attacking, plays increased attack and increased crit damage on himself for 2 turns if this champion's defense is higher than the target defense, which is probably not going to be the case, considering his defense is not very high, just 2,500. We'll see, but probably not going to work. And then decreases the cooldown of the skill if the target has more than 50% HP after the attack. Again, not going to work on Clan Boss. He's not really a Clan Boss champion, but he does hit very hard, so we'll see what happens. Attacks one enemy, then attacks all the other enemies. And this one's cool. Inflicts 20% more damage if the first hit, if this target has higher max HP than this champion, which of course the Clan Boss does. Next up, we got Vendetta. This one's pretty cool. We'll ignore 7.5% of the enemy defense for each time this champion attacks the same enemy in consecutive attacks or turns, stacks up to 30%. So after he's hit, 4 times, we'll just be ignoring 7.5% of the enemy defense. Or up to 30% of the enemy's defense. Attack in dungeons aura, no blessing on him, which hurts. We haven't built in 1 cruel, 1 speed with 1 little revenge accessory, which is not bad. Total stats, let's go against the Clan Boss. 6,300 attack. Doesn't have a super high base attack, but still pretty good. 183 speed. 76 crit rate because we have the increased crit rate buff from Ruella. 312 crit damage, which is good, plus any crit damage buff he could give himself. Accuracy, like I said, 156 plus that 70, so we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and get into the run and see what he does. so we are here at turn count 47. I realized I didn't go over his multipliers. So his A1, which hits 2 times, maybe 3, you see it rarely do it, but only a few times, is a 1.35 attack. So if you're doing it 2 times, that is 2.7. If you're doing it 3 times, that is a, 4.05. So pretty strong, but nothing crazy. A2 is pretty massive. That's the bus himself and then hits, and that is a 6.1k attack. So that is really big. I do notice that his increased crit damage is landing, so he's pretty much got it up the whole fight. Or not the whole fight, but a lot of it. And then the A3, which is the 1 hit, and then AoE if it hits everybody else, is a 7 times multiplier on that first hit, plus the 20% more damage if they have higher max health. So it looks like the A2 is hitting for about 350-ish. And the A3 is hitting for about 380 to 400. A1, yeah, you see 70, 78. So about 150,000 on the A1 with 2 hits. So it is really good damage. I think he's a fun champion. He's got that ignore defense and this longer fight built up, but definitely not crazy. The books would help a ton. So he would get 10% damage on the A1, 20% damage on the A2, and 15% damage on the A3. Not to mention lowering the cooldown on the A2 and the A3 as well. So that would be a big boost to his damage. Probably about a 10% damage, maybe 15% damage boost. So say he does 25 damage, add another 2.5 million, add another 2.5 million damage to that. Here's the A2, 319,000. So we'll see the final damage, 130,410,425. Saito taking second place. I saw that he outdamaged 200 Rock. 30 million is respectable. It's good. It's not crazy. He did outdamage 200 Rock. We are positive affinity, which helps. But you can see that Ruella, with that 6-star mastery awakening, did beat him out. He did outdamage Seeker by 27. And Seeker does have the 3-star Phantom Touch, as well as Toxic Set. And they're both positive affinity. So better than Seeker is good. It's just not amazing. I do think you add a 1-star Brimstone. That adds a little bit more. 1-star Phantom Touch adds a ton more. So yeah, Saito 30.7. I'm going to try and record a few of these before I go on Christmas break and head to the family. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this. I'm really enjoying making this series. There were some really successful videos. The support has been really good. So if you guys like this stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please leave a like on the video. I'll see y'all at the next one.